Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu. Let's discuss it. And this is going to be a spoiler review. Let me tell you all the spoilers, but let me set this up. Alan, please correct me if I forget anything or add to it. Mandalorian and Grogu begins with the Mandalorian and his sidekick Grogu, imbued with force powers, out to take out some Imperial baddies on a deck of cards, hired by Sigourney Weaver's character, basically Kathleen Kennedy. And they go on this adventure, and you're concerned. Are they going to die? They're not.
What?
We know they're not going to kill Grogu. They're not going to kill the Mandalorian. And let me clear a few things. So the movie begins with them as this pair, and then they go off and have an adventure. You know what ends up? They end up fine. What do they encounter along the way? Well, there are no cameos. Luke, Han, and Leia, although they're around during this period of time, no cameos from them, no cameos from any other characters from the OT. The only cameos include creatures. There is a creature in the background of Jabba the Hutt's palace that plays a role, and there are creatures from the chessboard game that C-3PO and Chewbacca played in the original Star Wars that are actually in a fight scene with Rada the Hutt. Your cameos are obscure creatures.
No. Trapper Wolf.
No one cares when the diversity pilots show up. It's literally the diversity X-Wing pilots show up. The movie, like a TV show, ends where it begins. They go on an adventure. They come back fine. Are they changed? No. They are not changed from the experience. And let me tie this back to why this is important. When Star Wars became wildly successful, and George Lucas was coming up with the story for The Empire Strikes Back, he knew that the audience would not believe that Luke Skywalker was ever in danger of getting killed or dying in The Empire Strikes Back. So he made the main conflict of The Empire Strikes Back in the duel with Darth Vader was not about, because Darth was toying with him. It wasn't about, will Luke die? It was about, could Luke be turned from the light side to the dark side? Could he be turned to evil? He didn't believe audiences were smart, and he thought they're not going to believe that we would ever kill Luke, so this lightsaber duel is pointless. It's pointless. That's why all the lightsaber duels in the sequel films are bad. There are no stakes, okay? So because he knew that, he made the duel with Darth Vader at the end of Empire about something else, because he knew the audience didn't believe, well, Luke's never going to die. He's the main character of the story. So he added other things. The fact that something could happen to Han Solo. Yeah, he was very cognizant about the audience's intelligence. This movie is not only made for kids, it's made for single-digit age kids. No stakes and low stakes, and nothing happens. It ends where it begins. No cameos of note. If you're paying attention, you'll notice these creatures from the chessboard. And I saw it, by the way, I saw it a second time last night.
You saw it more than Rise of Skywalker, you're saying?
I saw it one more time than Rise of Skywalker. I saw it again, and I saw it in Screen X. So now you've got the screen on the sides, which I found distracting. Can I just say something? The audience kind of loved it. It was a lot of kids, and they clapped. I almost feel like there was some special screening with that they maybe did a ticket giveaway. It was very bizarre. Very bizarre. But the audience, like actually really was enthusiastic, but I looked around, it's like, this is a bunch of kids. I heard there was some mild claps. I still think this movie is going to bomb. And when it comes to spoilers, there's nothing to spoil because nothing happens.
Nothing matters.
No stakes. I don't know how you feel about this, Alan, but I compare this to Empire, and you can look up quotes from George Lucas where he talks about how important it was for Empire to change things up in this. So what do you think, and what do you have to add, based on our non-spoiler review?
Yeah. I mean, what have I been telling you about this movie? It's for kids. So there should be no surprise that the kids in your theater like this movie. In terms of there is a character arc, there's growth in the character, and that character is Grogu. This movie is all about finally Grogu is on his own and has to rescue Mando. That's the growth. That's the whole point of this movie, to see Grogu on his own. And again, kids love that. Kids will eat that up. The other thing is the stakes. My biggest problem with this movie is the stakes. The reality is if Mando and Grogu failed this mission that they're on in this movie, it has zero impact on the New Republic whatsoever. Mm-hmm. That's the stakes. Look, I got into it with people on X about this specific point. It's like, I don't care. My movies don't have to have stakes, but the thing is this is based on a TV series. The TV series can have low stakes because you're going episode to episode. Each episode can have low stakes because those low stakes build up to something larger. But when you make a movie and you force us to spend $20 to $30 to see the movie, your movie better have stakes if it's based on that TV series. The greatest example I can give you is Star Trek, and why the even-numbered Star Treks are better than the odd-numbered Star Trek movies. The reason is the even-numbered Star Trek movies had stakes. You had Wrath of Khan. You had the one with the whale. Undiscovered Country.
Voyage Home.
Yeah. But and this is true with the Next Generation. You start, number one was Generations. The next one was First Contact. That had stakes in it. The problem is the movies that succeeded were the ones that felt like a movie that was broader and bigger than the series, while the ones that failed were basically episodes of that TV show, but on screen.
Bingo. What you just said.
Mm-hmm.
That's yes, this is an episode it's an episode on the big screen. Nothing happens. I think about what could have happened. There could have been, yes, it would be pandering and terrible and AI and bullshit. They could have recast Han, Luke, and Leia, had them interact. He could have discovered the Journal of the Wills, deep cut. The rumor was the Wills were the race that Yoda is. Yoda is a race of alien being. Because of their long lifespan, they're like the watcher of the Star Wars universe. They keep track of what's happening. From the Journal of the Wills, the adventures of Luke Skywalker, they could have discovered the planet where the Wills are from. It's a race of, and then it comes down to, he could have found baby Grogu's parents. Mm-hmm. He could have discovered, anything could have happened that added or changed things. Nothing happened. Inconsequential. It ends or it begins, like every episode of every TV show ever ends or it begins.
Right.
I'm talking about
look, this should have been simple. Something is about to take down the Republic, and Mando and Grogu have to stop it. That's where you start, and then you build from there. But in this one, it's just another episode.
It's 100%. These were scripts that were rehashed and cobbled together into
and given better special effects. Let's be real.
That terrible stuff with Rada the Hutt wrestling. Two. It was laughable, dude. I mean, I sat there suffering. I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching this. Yeah. but it was a packed audience who seemed to like it. I'm a little surprised by that.
Yeah,
But it's
again,
for single digit age kids, not even for kids, single digit aged.
Yeah,
It's for
look,
little kids.
This has enough action to pacify kids. That's why I recommend it. It's like if you have kids, take it; they'll have a good time. And because of that, it will make a lot of money. It won't make Star Wars kind of money, but I would venture to bet that it'll make its money back.
For me, this isn't even worth subbing to Disney Plus to watch it when it's on there in 45 days or whatever. It just, if this is the return to Star Wars, this is a colossal disappointment.
Well, this is not a return to Star Wars.
It's not Star Wars.
It's not gonna make little kids say, "Oh, I've got to watch the original movies."
Yeah, well, will little kids have a good time watching it? Probably. Will they be able to stand the 2 hour and 12-minute running time?
Maybe.
I usually look at a movie like, what's the boring part? I can run to the bathroom and come back. It's this whole movie. I could leave at any point, come back, and nothing will have happened. And that's where we are with Star Wars.
Yeah. No, I think kids will lock in on the Grogu mission, his solo mission.
That is the only thing I found remotely entertaining because it reminded me of Jim Henson puppets.
Yeah.
And the Muppet Show. It's where Grogu goes off on a little kind of Mando disappears, and it ends up being this weird sort of Grogu on his own adventure. That was the most interesting part in a dull movie.